Alright, welcome back to the third bit of the show. Remember, this is the breakfast show coming to you live from Pure Africa TV as well. You are listening to it live coming to you from Pure Africa TV. Good morning, and join me in the last and the very last and the third bit of the show. This is the breakfast show. My name is Evan Sodiambo, and today, guys, just as I had noted you earlier, that we would be joined with a guest. Remember, in the third bit of the show, we always have a discussion on a very significant matter, a very serious matter, a very serious discussion concerning a topic, concerning a subject that which affects majority of the citizen. That topic which is of public interest, that which affects the society at large, that which affects the community at large. And today we will be talking about cultures. Yes, remember it said that if you want to move forward, you must know where you came from, and you only know where you came from knowing your culture. And specifically today we'll be dwelling on the Maasai culture, and our guest, as I had said, is none other than Chamasi James, all the way from Narok County. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
Welcome to Pure Africa TV.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
No others say that Happy New Year greeting has actually expired, but I doubt. See, especially being that it's the first time of us hosting you here, so we still the greeting is still valid.
Yeah.
Yes. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too.
Thank you very much, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, this is the breakfast show. The third bit of the show, we always have very serious talks, very serious discussion, like culture. You know, you can never know where you are heading to, not knowing where you have come from.
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
So it's also good that we get to know of our culture and the various cultures. That's when we can get to move.
Yeah.
Yes, and especially that today we'll be talking about the Ma culture. Yes, a very wonderful culture. I can see the Ma people really practicing the culture to the latter. Yes. Yeah. And it's a wow, it's a congratulations. So it's good. Especially it will now be good that I even get to know, a greeting in the Ma language. For example, saying good morning.
If it's a guy,
yes,
like a boy, you say sopa.
Sopa.
Yeah.
So as for me, I would say
sopa.
Suba.
Yeah.
Suba.
Aba.
Yeah. So that's the answer. Suba. Yeah. But at least I've learned something. Maybe there are those our listeners and viewers there. They are seeing you for the first time. They are watching the show, seeing a new guest for the first time. Briefly get to introduce yourself so that our listeners and viewers there can know you into details.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Chamasi James, and I'm hosted in Pure African TV. I want to talk about the Ma culture.
Yes. So Chamasi James. Before we get to there, you see there are those who are seeing you there. There are several people you see nowadays. People seeing you will be asking for titles. Title matters. Mm-hmm. Somebody would be asking, who is James? Is James all the way from Narrow coming to talk about culture? Is he their spokesperson? Or who is he? Is he a student? Or is he an analyst of the cultures? People would be giving you or branding you several titles. Yeah, but it's good you be clear and tell them, James is this and this and this. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm James, a student from Kabrak University, and everybody loves the culture.
Yes.
And when you are a student and you value your culture, something good.
It's okay.
So I'm not a Ma analyst.
Yes.
Culture. I'm just here to talk about my culture. I'm proud of it.
Yes.
And I'm happy to be a Maasai.
Yes.
Because everybody's proud to be like you. I know you're a Luo.
Yes.
You're proud to be a Luo.
Very proud.
Pride in you're a Luo, So even me as a student, Kabrak University student.
Yes.
I'm proud as a Ma student.
Yes. Thank you very much. And it is wonderful. You see, some of our students today, they deassociate themselves from their cultures. You get somebody getting to town there, getting to learn of the new languages. You know, somebody begins speaking in French, yeah? And coming back home, he doesn't want to speak in their vernacular language.
Exactly.
He would be saying, you know what, tumechanuka, they say that in Kiswahili, yes? Yeah, but it's good. You as a student, still you are very proud of being a Maasai. You are very proud of your culture. That's wonderful. That's very wonderful. I've seen Maasai culture really persisting, and they are still holding on to their cultures despite the eruption of other cultures, especially, for example, in the Luo community or among the Luos. Initially, we used to have the removal of the 6 lower teeth. But today it has really eroded. It is fading up with the time. But I see Maasai culture putting on all the laces, or how do we call them? Is it the shukas? Yes, right. We see what is the secret behind persistence of the Maasai culture. We can see other cultures dying with the time, but the Maasai culture has really persisted.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You know, as we Maasais,
yes,
let me say we are unique. You know, like, you preserve what it is yours.
Yes.
Like, before we began the show,
yes,
my friend here was telling me, like, what you have,
yes,
the only thing a Maasai needs, peace, of anything he has.
Peace.
That is enough for Maasai.
Yes.
You know, if you go to other communities, he needs everything, from the above government, from the friends. But with us, we are okay. As long as we go with our rules. You know, everybody got a rule.
That's true.
If
That's true.
There,
yes,
you got some
you
rules,
must have your rules,
your principles,
and the community also has its
their
rules.
principles.
Yes.
So our principles doesn't support us. If even a young child born, a young baby, when he's born, a lady or a girl or a boy,
yes,
you cannot go against the community.
Yeah.
Because our community needs another generation.
Yes.
The coming generation, we got many things to do. Circumcisions.
Yes.
The grounding of new age mates.
Yes.
As season goes by, we circumcise them. Plan for another generation to come. Take them to the so-called Manyata.
So generations come, generations go, the culture remains.
And stands.
But have you really faced any obstacles, especially from the coming generation?
Yeah,
see, generations do come to differently. You'll get this hard generation to deal with, while this soft one, they will be adhering to every principle, every code of conduct that is practiced, especially among the societies. But there are those who will be really like, no, those ones of tumechanuka, getting to institutions of higher learning and coming back, that, you know what, it must not go that way. How do you really deal with these people to see them lined in that specific culture and practicing all that it deserves to be a Maasai?
Okay, that's a good question.
Yes.
So, I'm one of the students.
Yes.
And I'm at a high level of education.
Yes.
And at times when you look at the culture with where you are,
yes,
like in education, what you put on, you just say no.
Just
this
say
culture,
no.
I don't go with the culture. You know, the culture doesn't want to put the way I'm, you know, the way I'm worn now.
Yes.
They call me pastor.
Yeah, they call you pastor.
Because those who are there, they don't put in this kind of the coming fashion. You know, as times goes by, fashions comes. Even in systems.
Yes.
As systems goes by, we goes. Window 10, window 11, 9, 8. So everything changes.
I see.
Even in our community, we got challenges.
Yes.
A student goes to school. Some are in high schools here in Korea. Some are in Kisii. If they come back, they have got those new generation, the dancing styles.
Yes.
You see people are saying the so-called music, new generation in music.
Yes.
So they see like the culture one is not good. So if you tell someone like a high school now to sing the old songs, definitely they don't know. Because they don't take the culture into consideration.
Yes.
When they are being told by their parents, please consider your culture, they don't take it as a good thing. They see like it's a burden. Yeah.
But how are they really like dealt with just to see them getting to these particular cultures, getting to what they see as burden.
So the only way of dealing with,
or is there punishment?
No. Let me give you the scenario.
Yes.
I'm one of the students.
Yes.
And during my high school time,
Yes.
it was my period of the Manyata season.
Yes.
And the only way they could deal with me, because I was like, I am not going.
Yes, I'm not
I don't
going.
like
I'll
it.
not attend.
I don't like it. So my father told me, option is how many? You only have
Two options.
You go or school ends.
Yes.
So I had to say, let me go, then come continue my education.
My education.
So it's like you're given a threat.
Yes.
If you don't do it,
Especially with the one of the thing that
Yeah.
you consider most important. Yes.
if you consider education most, then they misuse that education for you too.
If
Very-
you consider religion most,
That is the only way. But nowadays, as we go on,
yes.
the ones who are in charge, the ones who are saved,
Yes.
they respect them. They tell them, if you're in church, go to church. Live upon the traditional part.
Yes.
Because the traditional parts got a lot of things which doesn't support the church.
Yes. But is there any barrier that the church brings especially to your culture? See, there are some, just the way you've said, that there are some factors or there are some issues that contradicts between culture and religion. So are there any barriers that religion has actually inflicted to your culture?
No. Because as a religion,
Yes.
it stands in its own, and a culture stands in its own. And the ones who are going to the religion are the ones who are coming from the culture.
From the culture.
The culture.
So
And the
they
same thing
understand
from the
religion.
And once you are in church,
Yes.
you should forget about the
Religion.
the culture,
the culture,
the
actually.
culture stories. And when you're in church, don't talk of the culture religion
In church.
in church, because it's like you are double dealing. And if you do things twice, well, you can't take. One can't make it.
All right. Once you are in church, talk about church. And once you are in
Religion,
culture,
focus on
culture.
culture.
Wonderful, wonderful. Every community has that wealth that they value most. Yes, there are some that value children. That those who value firstborn sons, that those who value their daughters there, and some even value different animals. Now to Maasai, because today we are especially dwelling in Maasai, in the Ma culture. Which kind of wealth do you people value so much? The most importantly valued wealth among the Ma culture or among the Ma people?
Okay. According to the Ma,
Yes.
our wealth is a cow.
It's a cow.
Cattle. If you got a guy like me now,
Yes.
let me use an example, me, because
Yes.
I'm the one talking.
Yes.
You can have friends, and the friends, for instance, I'm a student.
Yes.
The others who are not in school.
Yes.
So the students who are not in school are struggling to look for something, look for cattle, at least hustle, buy a goat, a sheep,
Yes.
a cow.
Yes.
After some time, as we go by, the generation is becoming ours.
True.
Because we are the youths.
That's true.
So when they come and tell me, James, what do you have? I have nothing.
Yes.
You don't have a cow. So they don't value me like a man.
Unless you have some
I
good heads
must
of
have something
cattle.
like a cow, a sheep, a goat,
Yes.
so they can
Livestock.
consider me. Somebody can just pass at your home place.
Yes.
When you tell him, come and take a cup of tea and see, no, definitely I can't, because there's no cow there, there's no sheep. What am I going to take?
So it means even the ladies that are getting married to a particular homestead, they must put the number of cattle, so the heads of cattle into consideration. They must consider the heads of cattle that they are there. Otherwise, they'll be going for suffering.
Because the same cattle are the same cattle you're going to use for the dowry payment.
Yes.
So you must work for them. At least work for them, so that when your parents or your uncles tells you want to give you some, you got yours.
Yes.
Just don't come and be like, give me mine, and you don't have.
Yes.
How can you tell somebody, give me mine, and you don't have what to support yourself?
And actually, how do you do it when it comes to dowry payment? Do you consider the education level of a lady, or what factors do you consider in comparison to the number of cattle? that will be actually taken to the in-laws?
There's nothing we consider.
Yes.
Like, I want to marry.
Mm-hmm.
It depends with the father's daughter.
Mm.
You know, some of us get married
Yes.
at an early age.
Yes.
So with time, you are taking steps
Mm-hmm.
to know the way forward of paying the dowry.
Yes.
Because nowadays people are just getting married without a preparation.
Yes.
Or you impregnate somebody, then you marry.
You are forced with responsibilities now to marry.
Because you're not a dad, you're not a father.
And you're not right.
So with times the family, the fathers-in-law
yes.
and the mother-in-law will tell you by a certain date,
yes.
you want our full cows.
Full cows.
If
Is there any standard? Is there a set standard for the number of cows?
If then some say 8, some say 9, some say 10.
So 8, 9, 10.
And then you will take one for a sheep.
Yes.
Then take one for that got a cattle.
What about the sheep?
You're just taking that one as a blessing.
Oh, just as a blessing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're just adding a sheep inside.
Uh-huh.
So if you're taking 7 tomorrow, you'll be giving a daughter. Remember, you're going to be adding 1. Yeah.
Then it's done once and for all. Or you renew after a given period of time, I have to go renew my marriage or else my wife will go back.
There's no renewal. And if everything doesn't go well, like you don't understand each other at home, there is family divorce, and you want a divorce, the lady wants a divorce.
Yes.
The cows will be returned back.
So there's nothing like divorce among the Maasais.
There are many.
Once you've gone, you've gone.
There are many divorces.
Yeah.
There
are many.
Yeah. And once they divorce, they return the dowry.
They return the dowry upon divorce.
And your daughter is being given back.
And it is easily accepted.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes, you go return our wealth. Exactly. You go return our wealth.
Yeah.
Talking about the institutions of marriage and families, how are the Maasai people organized into marriages and families? Yes.
Before you marry somebody,
yes,
you must share with the parents.
You must share with the parents.
Yeah. Like before I came here, I told my parents I'm traveling to a place.
Yes.
So bless me first.
You must be blessed.
Bless me first as I go meet my new friends.
Yes.
Talk with them. So they gave me blessing. So as I talk to them in the morning, like I have somewhere to go.
Yes.
If I was to marry, I'll tell them I've seen somebody's daughter.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I want to marry her.
Yes.
Am I allowed, or are we related in any way, in any case?
So you have to inform them.
You have to inform them.
Like you cannot just come with a lady from Kabarak University and tell them, Mom, this now my wife. Dad, this the wife.
Sometimes
you have to inform them in prior.
Yeah, sometimes with this life now,
yes,
somebody can go to campus, have somebody, and maybe a Korean lady, a Kikuyu lady, a Kalenjin lady, beautiful, stayed with.
Yes.
Then the lady tells him, the guy tells the lady, I want to marry.
Yes.
You can bring at home. It's allowed. As long as the lady's parents are okay with that.
What about your parents as a man? Do you really have to notify them in prayer that, Daddy, I'm engaged with a lady and soon I'll be bringing her to see home? Or you can just come so that they just be worried, you've already come with a visitor and of course a lady.
Every plan you must share with somebody. So for this marriage plan,
yes,
you're with somebody in your house.
Yes.
Let me talk of an institution student.
Yes.
A student from an institution.
Yes.
They have stayed with that lady for say 2 academic years.
Yes.
So the guy was like, I want to marry you. And the lady was like, yes. So the lady was to inform their parents.
Yes.
And the guy was to inform the parents. In case the guy brings the lady and the parents says no,
yes,
then the lady will go back to their home.
Yes.
If they accept the story, they're allowed to be married.
Yes.
So we need the assurance from a parent.
Yes.
Before you marry.
Yes.
Because you can marry, and then unfortunately your grandmother or your father says, the daughter you married, but to children who are not, they're lame, absent-minded.
Some are not. They can't do well in class.
Exactly.
Oh, so those are the results.
Yeah. So you must share first. They get to know who are you getting married to?
Still talking about the institution of marriage and families. Do you consider marrying from other tribes, or as a Maasai, you must just marry from Maasai land? Would you maybe marry a Luo or even a Kalenjin or even a Kikuyu or even a Kuria according to your culture? Is it treated all right to get a lady from any tribe?
Yeah. Some friends of mine now are married.
Yes.
The Kisi.
Yes.
We got a Kuria here married. I got a friend here in Kuria.
Yes.
Was married.
Yeah, because I can see some of us we don't care. We marry the Maasai ladies, and they are good, very good-hearted people. I tell you, very disciplined people, very behaved ladies. So I was like thinking, like, what about you people? Would you be considering a tribe or what? But it's good. If you are not considering. But what are the most factors to consider, especially as far as the culture is concerned?
The first thing to consider as you're going to marry,
yes,
the capability of that woman.
Capability.
Yeah.
When it comes to?
Is she capable to take care of this?
Or not capable of bringing something on the table?
Is she capable of taking care of this
of your
little
children,
I have?
of the kids?
The children, the little wealth I have, like house.
Yes.
The way she can take care of them. Everything needs care.
Yes.
Like the kettle needs to be taken care of. The children. How is she going to treat my children?
Yes.
When I look at you, how do I see your heart? The way you're going to treat me, first of all.
Yes.
Yeah. And how are you going to respect the parents?
And what about if it comes to education and level of learning, like a learned person like you? How would your elders or parents, if you maybe get to them with a lady who was not even attended to secondary level of education?
As long as she's a woman, and she can take care of a good family, she's a lady to marry.
All right. Remember this, the Breakfast Show, live from Pure Africa TV, Pure Africa Radio. Remember to drop your comments there in Facebook. Our fan page is Pure Africa TV, Instagram Pure Africa TV, Twitter at Pure Africa TV. Right now we are discussing about the culture, and particularly today's our discussion is on the Ma culture. Such an amazing culture, very, very, very amazing culture. And our guest is none other than Chamasi James, all the way from Narok County, a young, vibrant gentleman. A young, vibrant gentleman, of course, is also a student at Kabarak University. University. Remember, I'll be shouting up to your comments as they flow in. Already I see there Olga Oyugi watching all the way from Nairobi County, that is the capital city. Thank you very much, Olga. Of course, I see Irene Tupenoi from Narok. Yes. Saying that it is sure, and the show is all right. Of course, I see Rune Okore or Rune Lane tuned in from Maasai Mara University in Narok, and of course Victor Wino, the Audible, live from Maasai Mara University. Now, do you practice polygamy, or when it comes to polygamy and monogamy, how is it treated actually?
In the case
as
of
far as Maasai culture is concerned?
Okay. In Maasai culture, you see, I think polygamy is high. Yeah. So people like polygamy. Let me take an example of my father.
Yes.
Got 2 wives. And it's comfortable. As long as you've got something to feed with them.
Yes. Food. So that as far as this food being put on the table, everything is okay.
Yeah. Even me, if I get good money, I can marry too. At least I have to.
So money happens. Money is the central factor now.
Exactly. Even I know you need money.
Yes, money.
Everyone needs money.
So without money, without much money, you'll not marry too.
How? How can you take care of 2 and you don't have enough wealth?
You just survive with the little heads of cards there you have?
No.
Yes.
It's also another cost.
Yes.
Paying the other bride, this bride.
I remember you'll also be having kids who you'll happen to educate there, spending some good finance.
So it's gonna be a hard tax
Yes.
if you're not prepared well. Yeah.
So polygamy, it's good,
Yeah.
but is there the standard maximum number? You see, some would be having 2, some would be having 3, but others would go as far as having 6 or 7.
Others
What is
have
the
even
maximum? What
no
is the
maximum number.
Yeah.
You can have even 20, 30 if you're capable.
Yes.
Like my grandfather got 4 of them.
Congratulations.
4 of them. And they are comfortable. They got children, big men, they are learned, and they're okay. Very okay.
So what is important is to provide for them and to see that everything is okay.
Yeah. Even if you've got a family, the best way of taking care of a family is providing. And the love, the care.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we come to now leadership in relation to Ma culture, what is the relationship between leadership and Ma culture? Like, are there some of the factors you people consider before instating somebody as being a leader in the Maasai land?
Okay, the only thing we consider, like, as I know, what do you carry? Do you carry the community at all? Do you carry the country or the people you're taking care of? For instance, if I elect a president, is he going to consider me or is he going to consider his family? You know, some people elect and they are just of their own considerate. They don't consider the one who voted for him. That's why you see some memes created, like the one of the president driving a Mercedes Benz, the son driving Audi, the mother driving even Ferrari, but the voter, the me now, the one who voted for them, is just driving a bicycle, not even a bicycle, walking barefooted, no food. So you see, that person, we didn't vote for a leader, we voted for somebody who considers himself, the ones who voted for him.
So you don't consider his marital status, there. For example, according to the Luos and some section of the Kurias, they would say, you want to be our leader and yet you are not married. So if you cannot even lead your family and your wife, yet how will you lead us? So we consider, some of us consider a marital status of especially somebody looking forward to becoming a leader, to lead the entire community, to lead the entire society, and yet you're not even married. How do you manage?
In that way, I'll ask the local community, what are the qualifications of being a leader? Are you qualified to be a leader if you are married? There's no evidence of you being a leader.
Of course, according to them, it's a yes.
A yes, because you are married, now you can be a leader.
Yes, of course. You see, there are some decisions that you'll be actually making in front of those people, those elderly people who are married, and yet you are a young boy. They are not married. You have you got to have no experience, especially in dealing with the married people. How would you even handle them? So that's why they really consider marital status, especially if somebody is to become a leader.
I got a friend in Lu who told me that I wanted to be an MCA.
And
I told him, then you can do it. Then he told me, no, I've been told by my parents to marry first.
You see?
So it's like the marriage issue will make you be a good leader. I don't think so.
So that is an opposite, a true opposite as
with
far
us.
as the Ma culture is concerned.
As long as you can make decisions, you are an hardworking person, you can take care of yourself, take care of those around you, take care of your parents.
And your elders will be there listening to you.
They can bless you even.
Listening to a young boy who's not even yet married, standing in front of them as a leader.
You can have a vision and some good ideas and even you're not married. Some people are even married, but they don't have good ideas of what to do with. Some got wealth, but married, wasting the wealth. They just don't have the plan how to use the wealth.
So some are married but with no visions.
No visions.
But some are not married but with a lot of visions.
Aiming high. We need such leaders. Like now we're heading to elections. And when you look these people, the way they are talking, some people are promising but they never fulfill their promises. Just never.
Okay, so you look at Ma cultures or Ma ladies and gents there, they are very well behaved. Actually, if some of the communities producing good behaved people or well behaved people, Maasai land would be
best.
topping there. Yes, I don't want to judge whether it will be, the best or the second best or the third, but I know they'll be in top 3.
Exactly.
If not the first, they will be the second. If not the second, they'll be the third. So Maasai are well behaved. Could there be any training you people undergo to come up with such well behaved individuals? Is there training, or it comes natural?
That is natural.
Like pride for the Luos is natural.
Just natural. You know, as we are talking now about the election, if the Raila takes the seat,
yes.
I know you people will be walking to Nairobi. You can't even board a vehicle. You just think I'm going to see.
You fly. You just fly and get there.
The pride of a Luo.
Yes.
So our pride is our unique culture.
Yes.
You know, even if you look at the country, if you see somebody putting on this called the shuka,
yes,
you just say that is who?
A
Maasai.
Yes, but it's opposite that you never came with yours. In fact, I was expecting.
Unfortunately, I'll say sorry for that. I'll say sorry for that.
Right.
So, the unique culture of ours,
yes,
we value it more. Yeah, because wherever we go, we are valued. Like now, I wish I came with the song we put on there.
Actually, I would also enjoy it at once.
But one day I'll put on.
Yes, that will be good. So there's actually no training session to be disciplined, no training session to uphold your behavior. It comes natural.
But what I can say, that behavior, I think the story of Manyata brings that better.
Manyata.
Yeah.
What exactly do they do during the Manyata period?
You're going to be trained. Yes. The age mates now. Yeah, like if I look at my friend here, we are not the same age with him.
Yes,
he's not my age mate. So I'm the one supposed to respect him.
Yes.
Before he respects me.
But he must also respect you. See, it comes two way.
Yeah.
But
according to us, respect first
the elder.
Before he respects you. Because definitely if you respect somebody, he will respect you back. So the age mates now, the groups. If you go, for instance, we have a party, then you'll find some group seated here, other group seated here. If an age mate of these groups comes, and these ones are elder than this one, definitely these ones will bring in a chair, give them those. That is a kind of respect.
Okay, talking of the respect, especially as far as Maasai culture is concerned, I understand there are exceptions. Or like for instance, you are boarding a vehicle. See, passengers are too much there. People are struggling to get. You, as a well-behaved Maasai gentleman, would you leave all your elderly people there to get there? And imagine during that time you are also rushing for an appointment. Will you just give them that, I'm a well-behaved Maasai gentleman, let me leave them to fill up the vehicle? Should there be time I'll get there?
That is a vehicle booking situation. So I'm busy rushing to my work. He's busy rushing to their work. But I'm talking now within us, within our culture.
So there are exceptions. You will not actually apply it everywhere.
Not everywhere. Yeah.
Right, I see Emily Nyakobunda saying that she is tuned in from Nairobi, she's saying actually she is learning much from the Ma culture. There, Sir Philip saying tuned in from Homa Bay, saying actually Maasai people are good, especially their ladies.
Exactly.
Not gentlemen.
They're beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
So he's saying actually, or especially their ladies, is saying Maasai people are good, especially their ladies. So what about the gentlemen? Are the gentlemen not good people?
We are hustlers.
Hustlers. All right, I see Melody Nyongesa tuned in from Kiambu County, Thika, watching live the breakfast show. Of course, I see Francis Francis Otieno tuned in from Migori County, saying the show is late, and there, of course, I see Fred Oliech tuned in all the way from Mount Kenya University Thika campus, saying the show is late. Greet the Maasai fellow. Receive the greetings from Fred Oliech. Yes, that's your colleague student at the University of Mount Kenya or Mount Kenya University. All right, so we've seen education being a limitation to observing the cultures, and even some other of other forces. We are now going to the limitations of the culture, especially as we dwell on the Maasai culture. In what ways do you see education and digitalism limiting your culture?
Okay, the era now,
Yes.
it's an era of new education,
Yes.
new technologies,
Yes.
and everything is changing.
Yes.
Absolutely everything is changing.
Mm-hmm.
The technology is changing, people are changing,
Mm-hmm.
their ways of working things is changing.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a very big difficulties in
Mhm.
our culture.
Mm-hmm.
It is affecting us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we cannot perform our traditions
Mm-hmm.
with these people. For we are going to you are going to perform the tradition,
Yes.
and others are busy taking their photos,
Yes.
taking video recording. Then tomorrow you get a spread of the video
Yes.
when you are doing our.
Your
Traditions. So a coming issue is that the elders who are doing the issue
Mm-hmm.
go mad.
Mm. So
They get bored.
I've seen several Maasai students in various high learning institutions dressing on their shukas the way you told me. Are you also proud to put them on?
Yeah.
Or once you get to school, you are
No.
a different person altogether, saying that no tradition is there. When we get home, here we are in school. Let's behave like comrades. Huh?
You know, even in institutions, we
Yes.
have the university culture days.
Yes.
So during the culture days, the Maasai perform.
Mhm.
So you must put on.
Mhm.
How are they going to consider you as a Maasai
Mhm.
and you're not well dressed as a Maasai?
Yes.
So we must put on as a Maasai and perform as the Maasais,
Yes.
because our culture are different, absolutely different. Because if I put on the traditional way,
Yes.
it's different from when I put on this
Mhm.
one,
Yes.
the sooty ones.
So you people really value your identity.
Yeah.
You need to be identified as a Maasai.
And the only way to identify a Maasai is the way he's dressed.
Yes.
If you go to town here, you'll get a Maasai put on the
Yes.
sword.
Some of them walk with these sticks.
Stick.
Do we call them rungos or
Yeah.
what?
The rungus and the fimbos.
Yes. But you see, contrary to being an institution, especially high learning institution, do people really allowed to have them really in school?
No, we are not
The
allowed to-
rungus.
No.
Mm.
But during the culture,
Uh-huh.
allowed to have them.
Yeah, it's okay. I see David Osudi saying tuned in and enjoying all the way from Nyandiwa in Soba, of course. I see Raphael Wanjala tuned in from Bungoma County, saying that the show is amazing. Greet the Maasai fellow.
Thank you.
It's okay. We also have government forces that can see various cultures, dying or fading out with the time. For example, just to give you a simple example, we've seen the FGM currently dying in the Kuria land, and there are some sections of the society that are still vehemently opposed to the government force. They're saying they're struggling. Yes, a government says no, it must stop, but on the other side, they're saying they are receiving it because but with a lot of force, to the extent that some of them are really sneaking with their daughters to the neighboring country, Tanzania. In what ways actually have some of the government forces have actually affected your culture as Maasais, or which specific cultures of the Ma community have been affected negatively by the government forces?
The FGM,
Yes.
the girl child circumcision.
So you people also used to practice FGM?
Yeah, we used to practice.
But now completely ended?
Yes.
Or still...
the others still do it unknownly, because the Maturatis and the Mijikumi men,
Yes.
they are working on it. And if you are gotten, you will be taken to court, because it's a government, not allowed it. Government doesn't allow it.
Yes.
So
Alright.
it has affected the issue of girl child circumcision
So just
at a high percentage.
just FGM alone has been affected by the government forces.
Yeah.
Not any other cultures. The rest are still ongoing. The Manyata.
Yeah,
And,
luckily the Manyata has been affected by the schools.
by the school. So school has actually affected it,
Yeah,
but not by the government
I think one
forces.
day you have seen in news certain women complaining that please allow us.
Yes, I
We
remember.
finish the Manyata, then
Yes.
our students come back to school. I hope you say that's enough.
I remember them.
You see, so you can see now the
them
education
laying
of
their
it.
complaints there
Yeah.
that you should give us time to finish with this
The
first.
Manyata.
When we release the ladies and the boys
Yeah.
to be back to school.
So you see, even education is affecting in a little bit way. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Guys, continue dropping your comments, continue tweeting. Remember, this is the breakfast show at the third beat of the show. And in the third beat of the show, the third session of the show, normally we discuss a point that is of public interest, that topic which is of public interest, public significance, that which affects our society at large, our communities at large. And today we are focusing on the cultures. And as I had told you earlier, that you only get to know where you are headed to once you know where you've come from. And this you get to know only if you observe your culture. In the house we have our guest who is none other than Chamas James, all the way from Narok County, and of course is a student from the not Nairobi University really, but is a student from Kabarak University, Now, as a young leader, Brother James, as a young and learned fellow in Maasai land, are there any cultures, or are there some cultures that you feel, actually you as a learned fellow, you feel that should be changed, especially to fit in the new and coming generations for their benefit?
Okay, according to me,
Yes.
there are none.
There's none.
None. Because our culture is the best. And once we start introducing new technologies and put
Yes.
into our culture, definitely our culture will disappear.
Yes.
And it will be like the other communities.
Other
culture.
communities whom we have seen their cultures
Like
dying
the
over
Luo now.
time.
Like
Yes.
the Luo now. Are you still removing the 60th?
You can look. I have all of.
You have all of them. So, because you allow the story of new technologies to come into you.
Yes.
So, with us, I don't think there is none that we can allow new technologies to come and interrupt. Don't allow.
What about if it comes to settlement? We've seen learned guys, they are leaving their communities, to establish their areas of settlement in towns. Some living in Nairobi, some staying in Nakuru town, Nakuru city, some staying in different towns there, whereby they have really established their settlement. For example, if somebody has established his settlement in outside the community, do you think he must be back home, to celebrate or what, or there's no limitation? He can actually be there for the rest of his time without coming back to interact with the members of the community, and even to show their newly acquired children, because they can get back with the new children, from their working places, from their newly established settlement areas. Is it wise that they be back, or it's their choice whether to be back or not? It's up to them.
They say east to west,
Home is the best. Yes.
So when you go and stay in town, at least you got an apartment at town.
Yes.
With your family, you got a new family. But remember, at home, you got some place to stay to.
Yes.
You got a land your father gave you, because after some period, our fathers, the families now divide the land according to the men.
Yes.
So definitely you have some land for you. So as you stay in town, or you are working in town, because others are staying in town because they are working in town. So when they come home on the periods of the holidays, absolutely they are home. Because when they are in town, they are working according to where their students are, because that is where they are. They are employed, so they are working. We can't limit you go work in your working place,
but you must have a house.
Yes.
Back at home.
Back at home. And even you can get the woman you've married is at home, taking care of the little you have at home.
What about if she happens to be working, maybe the government somewhere in town?
That's a good idea. So you will go at the working place where your woman works and the guy works. So the two people are working now. So at home, at least you can leave for your grandmother.
Yes.
And tell her to take care of your properties.
Yes.
Because I began by telling you our first thing you consider is what you have.
Yes.
Even if you work in Nairobi, work where, the only best way of you being known as a Maasai,
yes,
you must have it.
Yes.
The kettle things.
All right. There's a question from Kevin Ochieng.
Okay.
Kevin Ochieng is watching all the way from Siaya County. He's saying, ask my Maasai friend, the kind of bride price, if the kind of bride price I would part with if I consider marrying a Maasai lady. Okay,
the bride price, I said, you can give us even 8 kettles.
Yes.
Or according to your size. You know,
but the minimum, the most
5.
minimum. 5.
Yeah.
The kind of kettle is just this ordinary, or there's a given specific type?
No.
Right. I hope Kevin Ochieng there is answered. Remember, we are drawing to the closure of this particular show. We are almost coming to the end of the show. Remember to keep dropping your comment, just telling us where you are watching from. Should you have any question to our Maasai friend, that is James.
Tell my
James.
friend Kevin.
Yes.
You're welcome to get a woman from our place.
Yes. So Kevin, you are such a lucky fellow. James has actually accepted. And later on, you will be shouting his number. So there, you'll get the link. So you are actually lucky. That is it. James, we are now coming